Hello and welcome. My name is Zaffar Iqbal and you are watching the Mojo Story. Amritpal Singh, the leader of Waris Punjab Day, whose followers recently broke the police barricades and they entered into a police station, and he in fact gave an ultimatum to the police to release one of his aides, who was later released, has now reportedly been arrested today. He is openly espousing for a separate state of Khalistan in Punjab. He models himself like a Bindrawale, using the same attire, and he's surrounded by gun-toting followers. He's now been arrested. He basically uh, he lives in a place in Amritsar district of Punjab, and this is an important development. We have with us an eminent panel to discuss this. But before that, you can see those visuals. There is a possibility of a backlash, his supporters coming on the streets and police taking positions. But more or less, the situation is calm so far. But nevertheless, these are some of his supporters at some places in Punjab who have taken to streets, but there is huge police presence there. To discuss this, we are joined by SP Vaid, who's a former DGP of Jammu and Kashmir, Chander Dogra, an Aam Aadmi Party supporter, Sayantan Ghosh, who's a journalist, and PKD Nambiar, also a political commentator. If I can go to you first, SP Vaid, you have been the DGP of Jammu and Kashmir, is also reading your tweets. How would you assess this development? Suddenly his rise is so sudden. He came to from Dubai just last year, and today he was in a position to give ultimatum to the police for the release of his aide, and has been openly espousing for a separate state.
Good evening, Jafar, and all your viewers. See, the way in last about few months, Amritpal Singh has risen and become a public figure, espousing the cause of Khalistan. Today India is facing international conspiracies. There are few days back you saw Soros willing to spend billions of dollars to destabilize India. You have Pakistan's establishment desperate to with its plan of K2. There won't be any surprise that when he was in Dubai, he must have been taken on board by the deep state of Pakistan and sent with a mission. The way things are moving, that there is a desperation across the border to revive Khalistan movement in Punjab. Because they are losing ground in Kashmir Valley today. Pakistan's state itself is being questioned by its own people. The role of establishment in last 75 years, where India has reached and where Pakistan is today. Their citizens are fighting for bread for survival. So with this in background, the rise of Amritpal Singh is not surprising, and the way things developed in Ajnala police station of Amritsar, I think roughly about a month back, the action under law should have been taken against him, and I understand the government's. I think it was a strategic. And also timely arrest, because
Right.
there were developments of G20 meetings and all those things were going on in Punjab. I think keeping those in mind, this arrest is, I would term it strategic and timely.
Sayantan Ghosh, would you agree to this assessment that this arrest is timely, and it's also an effort by Pakistan to revive the Khalistan movement in Punjab, and Amritpal is just being used by international forces to foment trouble in Punjab? Punjab has suffered from militancy in the past, and now it could possibly trigger another wave of violence? Can you hear me? Okay. PKD, the same question to you if you can hear me.
Well, can you repeat the question, Safar bhai?
My question was that are you in agreement to the assessment by SP Vaid that this is an effort by Pakistan to foment trouble in India? There are international forces who are bent to create trouble in India, particularly in Punjab, which has suffered due to terrorism in the past, and Amritpal Singh is just a manifestation of that.
I agree with Mr. Vaid word to word. In fact, I would like to add few more points. It's not anymore than just the Pakistan. It is also coming from whether it is the source of funding is coming from Canada, Australia, or UK and many other places. The sympathizers and the voice for separate Khalistani movement is become picking up very fast, not only in one place or the other places, and many developed countries. So this is a definitely a worry. Some point from the point of view of that Punjab as a state is going through a very different difficult situation from a very progressive state, wherein it is considered to be the one who really feed the or half of India in every possible way. But now suddenly there is a exodus of youth moving, don't wanted to
Exactly.
stay in Punjab. And I have a very uh, my wife belongs to, I'm a Damat of Punjab, so I know Punjab for the last 20 years very
No,
closely. So the people,
I would tend to agree because I was in Punjab for a few days. In fact, in Jalandhar, you would see all across institutes that have mushroomed where people want to study and go away, go abroad. Everybody, it seems that half of Punjab has left for abroad, and another half is just trying to go abroad. But if I may
absolutely.
ask, Sayantan, Ghosh, would you how do you assess this situation? I met with Amrit Pal just a couple of days ago. He seemed to be very defiant. Earlier he used to say that dialogue is the way forward for whatever ideology he has, but now he seems to have gone even more extreme. Okay, we again seem to have lost the connection with him. But Chandan, Suta, Dogra, would you, the same question to you. Do you think that his views has changed and he's gone, uh, he's taken a very extremist position, and that had left state with no other option but to take action against him?
Correct. The state actually, ever since the state was humiliated, the Punjab police was humiliated after the Ajnala incident. I think it was a given that he would be arrested, except that the government was probably assessing how much of a backlash would there actually be once he's arrested. And also, I think they were waiting for the G20 meetings in Amritsar to finish off so that that is out of the way, and then they could do this because internet, as you've seen, had to be shut down, etc. Now, Amrit Pal, it's very odd that the existing Khalistani supporters within Punjab, that there is a fringe element which has been in existence, and they raise their voice off and on quite peacefully since Operation Blue Star and terrorism, etc. Now, they don't see eye to eye with Amritpal at all. They are extremely suspicious of him. They disapprove of his modus operandi, his style of working, also the way he took the Guru Granth Sahib with him as a shield, used it in the Ajnala incident. That has, of course, been criticized not just by the Khalistanis in Punjab, but also by certain Sikh organizations. Uh, Even the Akal Takht Jathedar has obliquely criticized him, not outrightly. So there is a real unease within the Sikh world in Punjab at the way this person has risen. And I'll just read out one statement by a pro Khalistani leader called Jaswant Singh Thekedar, which has appeared today in an English newspaper. He says that when he was in Dubai, Amritpal was clean shaven. He does not know
Yes,
anything
there
about
are there
Sikh
are there are
history,
there are photos. There are photos of that on the social
and
media. That
and he
there are
says that
photos of that. Yeah.
And he says very clearly that he is being used by Pakistan's ISI to foment trouble in Pakistan, to foment trouble in Indian Punjab. Now, if this is the view of former Khalistanis who are there in this area, so you can imagine, I don't know whether there is too much of a support for him in Punjab. Of course, you have shown visuals of, I think, the morcha which is there outside Mohali, but that is a very small limited. It's
No,
not
no,
as if everyone is going to rise up and support him. I don't see that happening in Punjab.
yes, yeah, but the point that I want to make, see, I went to his Gurdwara. There are people there. Now he claims that all of these people, the workers at Gurdwara, were basically drug addicts, and he has helped them to get away from drugs, to rehabilitate them. You have to understand that drug addiction is a major problem in Punjab. And that is
Absolutely.
precisely the reason that he has been able to garner so much support, because the governments have failed. All the governments, one after the other, claim that they will take action against this problem, but nothing happened. Aam Aadmi Party said that it's going to be it was an important campaign poll promise, but not much has happened on the ground, and that's precisely the reason that people like Amritpal Singh have been able to garner support, and that's why there are so many people who are following him. What do you say, SP Vaid? Please unmute.
Faces.
Yeah.
Am I on
Yes,
mute?
yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Zaffar, the two major problems which Punjab faces, as you also said, and Professor Nambiar said, uh, it appears that every young boy graduating from Punjab wants to run away from this country. Either
Yes.
his destination is Canada, his destination is UK, Australia, America. The other problem, as you mentioned, is drugs. And if anybody had to uh, help the youth of Punjab, I think the best he can contribute to Punjab is wean away the youth. And I agree with you. Most of the governments have failed in this respect, and Punjab. The problem of drugs is huge, and so many families have been destroyed. If he has done certain good things in weaning away the youth from drugs, good. For that, I would appreciate, and anyone would appreciate. But you can't instigate the youth to pick up gun against the country. You can't be a mole of Pakistan ISI and foment trouble in here in our country. So I think the state police and central agencies have no choice but to take action against him. And you saw not only people like Soros who are willing to spend billions of dollars to destabilize India, because the Indian economy is emerging as now already it has become fifth world's largest economy, and it is on way to become number 3 or number 2 very soon. Uh, I don't think many international forces like the India's forward march towards becoming a global power. So all these international forces are out there to spot such people, people like Amritpal Singh, and use them to create disturbance of internal security in the country.
Right.
There is no dearth of funds from all these Western countries for Khalistan movement. I think that's why government of India and state government of Punjab need to be very careful and take a very stringent action against such people.
Right. Sayantan Ghosh, we have you back now on the line. What is your assessment of the situation? We're talking about the rise of this man. You know, he models himself on Bhindranwale. He says that he's inspired by him. He uses the same attire in the way that he has people around him who are carrying guns. Of course, not automatic rifles, but licensed guns. But the messaging is there.
Right, right. I would like to focus on the politics, the political part here, sir. And
Right.
the one of the very important things you will notice, sir, that it has happened at different times in Punjab, that when there is no strong Sikh leader in the state, then the issue of separatism comes here. Sir, the problem what I feel is that what I have studied is that the middle ground in the Panthic political space is decreasing with time, because there were very many limitations, sir. But Shiromani Akali Dal Badal, they used to balance between the federal structure of the state and the needs and the demands of the Sikh politics and the Sikhs. But this has come down with time, sir. You will see that in the recent by-elections of Lok Sabha also, from the Sangrur Lok Sabha, Simranjit Singh Maan won. He is not exactly a radical leader, but his his thoughts are also towards radicalism, sir. Then also with the this Waris Punjab, this issue is also going on, sir. So the what happened with Aam Aadmi Party's rise in Punjab politics, sir, that it is also very important to understand that Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, who is the supremo of the Aam Aadmi Party, the national convener, he is not allowing the Punjab Aam Aadmi Party or the Punjab Union.
Yes. Can you? Yes. Well, can you hear me? I couldn't hear you. Okay, can you hear me? Yeah, PKD, I can't hear you. Yes.
You're always loud and
Yes,
clear.
yes. Now I can hear you. The point that what the issue that was raised, that Punjab does not have a strong Sikh leader, and every time that happens, there are these tendencies of a separatist tendencies. But it's also a fact that Bhagwant Mann is the Chief Minister of Punjab. Aam Aadmi Party is ruling the state. It came to power with a sweeping mandate. At that time, it made so many promises. But the point that is raised, that it is under the grip of Arvind Kejriwal, who's sitting in Delhi. So there is a mismatch, and that's why the state is in such a shape that we are seeing. On one hand, there is substance abuse. On the other hand, we're seeing this problem now of separatism, mushrooming and taking out its branch again.
There are multiple problems, Safarbai, with regard to Punjab. One is, of course, political, religious, and cultural challenges. If you really look at the history of Punjab for maybe about a 500 or 1,000 years, Punjab never used to, by culturally, never used to like Delhi. So if you really look at it, all the fight even against the Mughals or all those, the Punjab as a state or as a complete, they never used to be under the sultanate of the Delhi. They always
Yeah,
fought against it. That's the cultural one. Now, coming to the
yeah,
political one, there was Mr. Ghosh was talking about. There was always the post that the Bindrawala, the terrorism time. There was some kind of a balancing act, whether it is Congress or even some Akali Dal. They have been trying to make some kind of a balancing. The hardliners have always been there. They're completely there. Even they may not be very senior, topmost leaders who was able to command a pan Punjab popularity, but then hardliners were always there. People who were sympathizers to the Khalistani movement has always been there in Punjab. But the only thing is that they were all looking for a trigger. And Aam Aadmi Party coming into the power, and it is also said, and I don't know whether it is true or not, maybe the time will tell, that the Aam Aadmi Party Supremo has never been ready to take a very strong stand, including at least even from the point of view of a statement against the Khalistani movement. It is even said that the Aam Aadmi Party was one of the beneficiary of the people who the large amount of funds, political funding from these elements, which may be from outside India or from the Punjab or within in the country. So there are multiple challenges. One, as the Mr. Vaid said, that there are large amount of international people who are ready to fund today to create some kind of an extremism. The Pakistan is already going through a political and economic crisis of its worst in the last 75 years. In India's popularity amongst the global popularity is increasing, and it is becoming an economic superpower, and a very very vibrant democracy. So all these people, like, just imagine in 1 year's time, somebody who is just coming out from Dubai, who was not even having any kind of a history or a many major attachment to the Punjab. So he is definitely, there is no doubt he was planted. But I'm only surprised in the last 6 months or 7 months or 8 months, what was the Punjab police was doing? What was the intelligence of Punjab police was doing? I would say it is a very too late of an action. The Ajnala police station attack was an attack on not just not to a police station, to the Punjab as a whole, and even to challenge the country as a whole. I would say
Right.
that today's decision, of course, we all will applaud what the Punjab police has done, but politically, the political leadership in Punjab has failed, both in terms of whether it is in terms of development, and you will also be surprised. I'll tell you, for an example, Ludhiana used to be the second place, or the two industrial capitals in the north of India. One was in the Kanpur, that is in the UP, and second was Ludhiana. But Ludhiana today, you will be surprised, most of the top industrial houses from Ludhiana has moved to Haryana, that is very close to either to Manesar or Gurgaon. So there is an exodus of business, the businessmen
Yes.
from business and businesses from Punjab.
Wha-
The people don't want it to. Punjabiyat is something like one of the very very solid culture in India as compared to many other places. It is the
Yes.
one.
Yes.
Can I complete, Sabar
Ideally,
bhai?
ideally, yes, yes. No, the point that ideally Punjab should have been extremely prosperous, given the
Prosperous.
geography, given the everything. But it's ironical that people are leaving Punjab, whether they are going to Haryana or youngsters are leaving for foreign
Do,
countries. You know,
do you know?
Chandrasuta
I'll
Dog.
give you a stat. I'll just give
Yeah,
you a very quick statistics, and this may be, and
yeah.
it may not be an accurate. Maybe somebody else can tell you in this. The amount of money which from Punjab we transfer to the rest of the world is in more than 26,000 crore per annum. Can you
But
imagine this?
isn't that a clear indication of the failure of the ruling political class in Punjab, Chandrasuta Dogra? What better example when there is such a vacuum? We talk to people on the ground, the political commentators. They say that there is a disconnect between the politicians and the people, and the vacuum that's created is filled by a person who comes from Punjab, who comes from Canada in just 1 year.
I think there is complete misinformation. The vacuum has not been filled by Amritpal Singh. Let's be very clear about that. He has a very small bunch of people who are around him, and those gun-toting people. I actually don't agree with what Mr. Nambiar is saying, or even what Mr. And not because I'm an Aam Aadmi Party supporter, but because here I'm talking as a journalist who observes the Punjab scene very closely, and I write about it very often. Firstly, what Mr. Ghosh said, that Mr. Simranjeet Singh Mann is not a radical. He's an out and out Khalistan supporter, has been for many years, and his victory in Sangrur was a one off because Sidhu Moosewala had been killed, and there was a lot of anger against the Aam Aadmi Party at that point of time, and I think that anger came out and reflected in the election results. Now, coming to Amrit Pal and what he is doing now, his manner of eradicating drug abuse and other things, drawing attention to it, is ruffling a lot of feathers, because he's vandalizing gurdwaras. He started off a yatra and he started vandalizing some gurdwaras over there, which people have not liked at all. And he's also raising slogans and saying that the gurdwaras are not following the Rehat Maryada. Yes, well, there could be drug addicts there, etc. But his manner of doing it, riding roughshod over Sikh religious sentiments, and his manner of pointing fingers at Sikhism, and the manner in which Sikhism is being conducted in Punjab today, all that is not endearing him either to the Sikh leadership or to the arm Punjabi in Punjab. So to say that he is filling the vacuum is absolutely false and completely baseless. I just cannot agree with that. For
No,
the and
but
you
it
have to
is
also
also it is
and
also a fact that in 1 year, a person who was clean shaven from Canada comes and has so much confidence. Maybe SP Vaid can come in here that he gives an ultimatum to the police that please release my aide, and the aide is released.
that has got
His
nothing to do with
followers,
the
his
Aam Aadmi
followers
Party.
holding his followers wielding lathis and these rifles break the barricades and enter the police station. And what does it explain? SP Vaid, wasn't that a surrender? And isn't this messaging? What is the messaging here?
Jafar, total surrender. We should not take it only as a attack on the police station. It is attack on the rule of law. It's attack on the state, and I think ideally he should have been handled then and there itself. If the writ of the state must run, but I don't know the political compulsions of the government there, why he was allowed a free run, and but good that action today has been taken. I think now the state must ensure that the writ of the state runs, the law prevails, and he's made accountable to the law.
Okay, there, Sayantan Ghosh, there was an effort, there was a chase, and reportedly he has been arrested. Of course, we're still waiting for an official, information on that. But how do you see the situation developing here on?
Sir, what I believe is that the arrest was much needed, and it should have happened much earlier. When the arrest was, when the attack happened, sir, then the Aam Aadmi Party leadership was mostly quiet about it, was mostly silent about it. Today, what has happened, there is no denying that it is a wonderful job by the government, sir. But at the same time, who is the Home Minister of Punjab? Bhagwant Singh Mann. The Chief Minister of Punjab is the Home Minister of Punjab. So, if the delay has happened, if we are agreeing on the fact that there is a delay, whose responsibility is that? It's the responsibility of the Punjab government, of the Chief Minister. And sir,
Okay.
Aam Aadmi Party, and also sir, one point that I think that Aam Aadmi Party should also like acknowledge one thing, that law and order is the sector about which they do not have a model, because in Delhi they do not run the law and order. It's not under them, and the worst situation is of the sector in Punjab. So the sectoral complete lack of knowledge and ability and the autonomy of the Punjab unit of the Aam Aadmi Party is one of the biggest reasons behind this chaos which is going on. And it's not the first time, as we all know. In the past 1 year, this kind of attacks and these issues have happened. Maybe not by this person and his group, but in other ways or some other
Okay.
ways.
Suta, Dogra, you want to come in before we wrap up our show?
I just wanted to make a point that to say that within 1 year that this person has just come in because the Aam Aadmi Party is in power and it is being viewed as a weak government, etc., seems quite weird, because we have had terrorists and militants coming in and spreading themselves during previous Congress governments. Now that Bargadi sacrilege incident and the Babel Kalam firing, etc., happened during the Congress regime, I think people have very conveniently forgotten that. So these are all imponderables, and one doesn't know when somebody out of the blue can come and start fomenting trouble. And we know that this person has been planted. The question is by whom he has been planted. And I would just like to respond to that thing that, well, the police acted very late and the home minister is sitting and twiddling his thumbs. The home minister, I think, acted very wisely, because the G20 meetings were happening in Amritsar, and to launch an operation like this at a time when foreign dignitaries are on Punjabi soil would have been very irresponsible. And also the incident in Ajnala, it was very unfortunate, no doubt. And now a lot of criticism about the Punjab police. Well, they should have nabbed him there and then. I will repeat again, and I have repeated this on your programs earlier too, that when he had the Guru Granth Sahib in his hand, it was very difficult for the police to open fire, because if a bullet or even a water cannon or anything had even grazed the Guru Granth Sahib, you can imagine the kind of upsurge and horror that would have overtaken Punjab. So it was a very responsible act on the part of
Right.
Punjab police. They
Right.
diffused a very volatile situation at that point of time.
A
And I think
volatile.
yes, and
Yes.
I think that should be appreciated instead of making irresponsible political statements.
Right. That was a volatile situation. PKD, you want to quickly come in before we wrap up?
I'm a bit surprised. It may be a very long voice, but the learned journalist who is talking and supporting this Aam Aadmi Party government, and it is an utter failure from the point of view of last 1 year. The amount of law and order issue, what happened in Punjab, is something which is very public and open. And secondly, let me remind you this: the Punjab state government was not doing anything on the March 2nd. March 2nd. The Chief Minister of Punjab had been called by the Home Minister of India. There was a meeting which held in Delhi, and in that meeting, the center has asked the state government to take the strong actions, and it is all in the public, and everybody knows the entire central forces have been deployed wherever it is required. So it is not, don't take any credit right now. If you first all the Aam Aadmi Party need to have to take a credit, it should have done the action maybe 6 months back or 1 year back, and then there was no Ajnala police station thing which should have happened. It used to happen even in Jammu and Kashmir. We have a former DGP here. This kind of an incident may not have happened. This used to happen in Chhattisgarh, in the Naxalbari places. So I think let's, for a moment, don't try to support a government. Government belongs to everybody. Once the government is elected, be firm on facts. The fact is that the government failed when it comes to law and order. Yet we all are uploading the fact that today he is arrested. But let us not just try to paint something which was not true.
We still have to get the official details about his arrest. We're still saying reportedly arrested. But that is all the time we have on our show. But it is important to ponder that a person comes from, he's 29 years old. He comes from Canada, and in just 1 year, he has been able to fill in that vacuum. Some would disagree that there is no vacuum, but this is also a fact on the ground. There are problems in Punjab, problems like drug addiction, problems like a mass exodus of youngsters going away to foreign countries. These are not things that can be taken lightly. And when they are taken lightly, people like Amritpal come and take the stage. That's all the time we have on the show. Thanks for watching.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.